So, this is the village of the workers who have built the pyramids of Giza. For so many years, nobody have known what the pyramid stands for. For so many years, in the 1100s, 1200s, 1300s, they said these are the storages of grain that Joseph in the Bible built.
These?
No, the pyramids.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, like, there was no proper explanation why the pyramids were there. So, nobody have had any better clue except Joseph, when there was a 7 years of famine, they've built the pyramids of Egypt to store the grain for the 7 years of famine. So, from the 1100s, 1200s, 1300s, 1400s, that was the thing. Till the 1700s. In the 1700s, they have realized that basically these are not storages of grain. These are tombs.
Wow. It wasn't until the 1700s?
Yes, can you imagine? Like till like 300 years ago.
Yeah.
They said, oh, maybe these are tombs. These are not actual storages of grain.
But now we're at the famous pyramids, the pyramids of Giza, and we are going to go in one. So that's going to be really cool. Yeah, so we're here at the pyramids of Giza, and we're about to go in one. It's gonna be lit. They look really cool up close. Okay guys, so technically I'm not allowed to film inside the pyramid, so I'm going to try to film inside the pyramid, but they might yell at me and make me delete the footage. So we're inside the pyramid of Giza. It's not as low as I expected it to be. There's actually some room. Oh my god. Okay, so I made it up a crazy long corridor that you had to duck under. And I was more stuck. My mom gets kind of claustrophobic, so she went down. She's waiting outside, but this place is wild. Okay, so I came into that tiny crawl space. I think there's like a lack of oxygen in here because I'm breathing way heavier than I was outside. I can't seem to catch my breath. But here's the tomb. Now, you can see I'm drenched in sweat. I'm gonna go back. I can't stay in here for too long. It's freaking me out. I'll see y'all when I get down. Okay, made it down the corridor. Now there's just this and then that really long crawlway that you can't stand up in. So that should be fun. I can't film in there and climb down at the same time. So I'll see you guys when I get out of the pyramid. Yeah, so I got out of the pyramid. It was hectic. So I think I figured out why I felt so exhausted. It's because when you get in there, the only really air coming in is from that doorway over there. And once you get pretty deep in, there's not a whole lot of air. There's more CO2, less oxygen, because there's a lot of people breathing the air. So it makes it kind of difficult. And I was like, oh, I can't get enough air. So I didn't stay in there for very long because I was hyperventilating a little bit. So now I'm out here in the open air, much better, drenched in sweat. Okay, so I was just in that one. So, yeah, I was right. The only way the air gets in is through there. So I was like dying from oxygen starvation because I couldn't catch my breath. But now we got to ride a camel. That'll be fun. I should stop talking and show you the view.
Okay, do you want me to
you can do that.
And then look, there's my camel boys. Whoa! Almost just fell over in the sand. Hey guys, so yeah, I'm on a camel. You know, just casually on a camel. Hey mom, how you feeling on your camel? You know, just casually riding a camel by the pyramids. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. This is the coolest thing I've done, probably ever. This is better than riding the elephant, definitely. We rode an elephant a while ago. There, you look more comfortable than you did. Got a little caravan going. Yeah, camels are big boys. On this, only my left foot's in a stirrup. This one's hanging free. And now I've got the hang of this, so I'm just chilling on my camel's back. You just gotta kind of... Probably shouldn't do that, but... Alright, I'm gonna go. I'll see you at the end of the camel ride.
Very good.
Woo!
Yeah, stay together with Ragab.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that's where the boat was discovered. Nobody knew about this boat anything till 1952. The president of Egypt, he was coming on an official visit in the 1950s, exactly 1954. And they were cleaning up the whole entire ground. And as they were doing so, they discovered a strange alignment of limestone blocks, one after the other. So they assumed maybe there's something there. So after the president was gone, they have taken these pieces out and they've discovered the boat down there. And the boat was discovered with no single sand inside. And that means that it was a perfect sealing, that the sand have never made it through to go inside. They took it out and they have recycled the whole thing, but they said, where are we going to put it? So that's why they came out with this idea of building a museum, to be hosted in the same place where the pit was discovered, and to take the whole boat up high that everybody get to see it. Look here how wow the boat is.
This boat is huge. But as big as it is, apparently they found another one next to this site that is twice as big. The only reason they haven't dug it up yet is because it costs a lot of money to restore it, and when they dig it up, they have to restore it. So once they get the new museum around here built, they plan to pull the boat up and restore it. But it's twice as big as this one, so if you think this one's big, yeah, we're gonna have to come back to come see the other one, because I really want to see that other one when they dig it up. Also, pyramid right there, out the window. Pyramid, and then off the pyramid, the sunboat. Look at how big this thing is, like damn. So that's where we were the other night for the light show, and we're going to the Sphinx right now. Okay, so the temple belonged to Ramses the First, and the smaller temple over here belonged to his favorite wife. But the bigger temple that you saw earlier was Ramses the First. He lived 67 years. Yeah, it's pretty much all I gotta say about him. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the inside or the outside, so I'll just describe the inside. And if you do get to see the inside, this will never make it into the video. So the insides of the temples, there's just these, like the big sitting statues you saw outside, there's more of those guys, but like standing. And then there's a whole lot of side rooms with hieroglyphs and drawings, and it's all in amazing shape for being how old it is. And the temples actually got moved because they were originally down there where the water is now, because they built a dam, and the temples were just would have been underwater. They didn't realize it until after they built the dam, so then they had to move the temples. I have no idea how they moved the temples, because they look like they've been here forever, and they're like heavy stone. I don't know how they managed to move the temples, but they did, because they used to be down in the lake, but now safe. And that's pretty much all the interesting facts I have about the temples now. See you guys later.